So are you happy with where you and your horse are right now in your journey together? How are things actually going? You know, today, as you listen to this, regardless of when it is, okay? If you listen when it's released, if you listen 2 years later, it doesn't make any difference. What's important is that today is the exact perfect day for you to begin to change that so that you and your horse can do more of what you actually want to do together. You can become a better equestrian and your horse can have more fun in achieving goals with you as well. Okay, let's dive into it today. Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Strides podcast. My name is Lorna Leeson. I'm an equestrian trainer and coach, and I work with riders from all over the world, both in person and virtually online, to help them to really and truly see the transformation in themselves so that they can become the equestrian they've always wanted to be. Okay, and today I want to remind you of what that is for you, because you have an idea in your head. When you got started with horses, and look, this idea, it's a little bit fluid, okay? It's always changing, and that's fine. What is important is that you've something that you're aspiring towards, that you want to be, that you want to do better, you want to do more of, you want to be able to begin doing, you want to stop doing, you want to start doing, all the things. You have an idea in your head of where you want to be as an equestrian. Now, I'm using the word equestrian here as I always use the word equestrian, okay? So normally I would say a rider. And I always have to say to people, when I use the word rider, it does not only pertain to somebody whose butt is in a saddle, okay? When I'm saying rider or equestrian, I really and truly am talking to you if you are interacting with horses. And whether that is you're feeling a little bit nervous and there's always a gate or a door between you and your horse as you interact, or whether that is you're jumping all the things and doing all the fancy stuff and whatever it is, okay? There's such a huge range of things that we can do with our horses, and all of them require one simple kind of concept and one simple action to have taken place, and that is an interaction. And once that interaction is happening, well, you, my dear, you're an equestrian or a rider. Congratulations, okay? But it's not just about that interaction. We always are striving to make that interaction mean more, okay? To gain more from it, for both ourselves and our horses. It's no good you kind of, getting all the good stuff, okay? I'm feeling good all the time and your poor old horse is just left there to their own devices, okay? We need to also obviously look after our horse, make sure our horse is happy as well. But what's really important is that you understand that you have to kind of have something to work towards. Otherwise, things are going to get pretty boring pretty quickly. Now, there is always a novelty when we start with something new. And you know this, okay? So think of anything new that you've ever done, whether it be a new class, a new course, a new relationship, okay? There's always a new house, a new area, a new whatever, okay? It makes no difference. When we start with something new, there's always this kind of excitement, especially something that we enjoy, okay? Well, I suppose it has to be something we enjoy. And I'm assuming you're enjoying horses. That's why you're here listening to this. But there's always this excitement, this like sense of fun. And it's just being there is enough for you to keep showing up. And that's great. And that works. And that's marvelous. And I see this time and again with new riders or riders that come back to riding after a significant break. And I also see it with riders who are blessed enough to eventually get their own horse. Okay. And whether it be it's a leased horse or whether it be they purchase a horse. Okay. There is always this newness about it. And this, I don't really care what we're doing once we're doing it together, okay? And it's just marvellous and it's lovely. And it kind of carries you through. You can have the rough patches and the rough days, but it doesn't really matter because it's all still a novelty. Unfortunately, the novelty aspect of it will wear off eventually, and you can ask anybody who has been doing anything for any length of time, doesn't matter how much they love it, eventually the novelty of it being it, just to be it, that won't be enough to carry you through. And what you'll see start to happen then is that people will begin to make excuses. Riders will begin to say, oh, I could only get to the yard twice this week. I know I was doing 4 times. It's now only twice. And then they're like, oh, gosh, I have to do this other thing. Only going to get there once this week. And then it becomes like, oh, my goodness, it's been 3 weeks since I rode the horse and all that, okay? And I don't want that to happen to you. And this is why I am absolutely urging you to make a bat plan with your goals. You need to have a plan, and that plan is what's going to keep you going when things don't particularly feel as exciting and as new and as shiny and sparkly as they possibly could. Now, all I think this requires is a little bit of time on your part to actually sit down and to begin to become curious about what it would be or have to be in order to, I suppose, get you interested, to get you thinking, yeah, that might be good. I wonder, could we do that? Okay. And there are so many different ways you can do this. Like you can haul out magazines. My personal favorite is Pinterest. I'm very open about that. Love Pinterest. Okay. But you can do so many different things. You can go to horse shows. Okay. And sometimes often just walking around, especially both the areas where the horses are competing or the horses themselves are, but also then the retail areas of the horse shows or it can be expos, they can be whatever it wants to be, okay? But that can often be enough to get you interested and excited again. And I think this is really, really important. So if you're in the top half of the world at the moment, it is summer. I'm going to assume that there's lots of things that you could get to, you could actually make a plan and go to start just seeing if there's something there's a spark that might get you interested. And does it mean that you have to go on and do all the fancy shows? No, not at all. But when you see other people either doing something that you think is pretty nifty and you're like, I'd like to be able to do that with my horse, that is going to inspire you to begin thinking about, how could I do that with my horse? And there we go. That is the foundations of a plan, okay? That is where you actually can take something, a quote-unquote goal, and you can start saying, okay, what's kind of missing between here and there? How am I going to get to that? And how can I do this in a way that's going to be fun for both myself and my horse, that'll keep us on track, keep us moving forward, and keep things interesting for the two of us on this journey. It is 6 months into the year now, and I just know without having to ask you, okay? Now, maybe not you, but there are so many riders who will have made all these wonderful goals, okay? They'll have, pulled things out of nowhere, and they will have said, I'm going to do this and this and this. And now 6 months in, they're like halfway, we're over halfway, and you might be thinking, hold on now, I haven't done any of those things. Maybe the goal is not the goal for you. Have you considered that? Maybe you need to tweak the goal, okay? But also maybe you just have set the goal without actually creating a plan. The plan is the important part. You need to have the plan in order for you to really get intentional about the coming 6 months, because that's where it all matters. Now, I do think that even if you're on holidays at the moment, this can be done now, okay? And whether you're on the winter holidays, if it's the bottom half of the world, or you're on the summer holidays, if it's the top half of the world, you don't have to be on holidays at all, okay? But I do know that a lot of people use that as a reason, okay? I'm doing air quotations here now, reason that they can't kind of get to it right away. Well, luckily, you don't have to be with your horse to do any planning, okay? You can do that from anywhere. All you need is a pen and paper, and away you go. So I do think that now is the perfect time to begin to make the plan. And I also think that before then you go to your horse, before you get to your horse and you're like, okay, we're going to dive in now and do this. Because sometimes I'll speak with people, they get all enthusiastic, they get all excited, they go to the yard, they tack up the horse or they lunge the horse or whatever it is they're going to do with the horse, but they don't have an intention for the interaction, and it ends up just reinforcing this maybe not very popular, but certainly there, thought in their head that it's not that much fun, eh? The sparkle is gone. Okay, so have a plan first. Know what you're going to do, and that's going to help you to create an interaction that is exciting. Maybe exciting is not the right word for many people. That is going to make you more curious to explore and discover what's possible for you and your horse going forward. So important. Now, I also think that if you need help with this, you need to get your bum into Daily Strides Premium. Going forward, every month we're going to have planning workshops together. They're live. Our upcoming one is happening, I think, a week from now as I'm recording this. So it's somewhere in July. But of course, the recording and everything is already in there. We're going to be taking a different topic each month that will help you to create a plan that actually works for the two of you, okay, you and your horse. And then also you get the training in there as well. That if you're feeling a little bit like, I don't know what to do, great, I've got you covered, hey? You just hit play and you go with it and you listen to the training and you work it with you and your horse. So you're getting everything in there. And of course, we've live Q&As and everything. We are completely redoing Daily Strides Premium. I'm so excited about it. And that is where you can go today by going over to stridesforsuccess.com/DSP. Now, you're probably thinking, hold on there, what happened Connection? Connection's still there, but Connection is now working with me privately. It is coaching, it is actual virtual, but in real time lessons together. You can find all the details. I'll have the links for it in the show notes for this episode, and also wherever you're listening to the episode, if you just scroll down, the links will be there as well, if that is more up your alley to work together like that. Okay, I am going to leave it here. Have a super day. Hopefully this will have inspired you to actually go make a plan. I'm going to link to a couple of past episodes that I've done that will also help you to begin to get into this process for you and your horse. I've spoken about this a lot. It's something that I really am passionate about. So even if you don't join me inside of Daily Strides Premium or Connection, you can get more information there as to how you can make this work for you and your horse. And again, it'll all be in the show notes of the episode, so you can go find that over at stridesforsuccess.com/episode 1333. Okay, 1333. There you go. Whew. That wasn't easy for an Irish person, but it's okay. I think I've done it. I think I hit all the THs. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Have an absolutely super day. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.